You're listening to the Bruce and Deuce Show, but I digress show with Kip and Cam. If you're easily offended or politically correct, this show is not for you. We will offend, and we do not apologize.
Okay, is it mine?
Yeah, it's yours. You're listening to the Bruce and Deuce Show, the I Digress Show with Kip and Cam. We took a minor break after our episode disputals of 7 in a row. Not that matters now, and I'll probably edit this out.
Riveting. Just like we were talking about age and how our dog is 119 years old in dog years. And
But why do they even
say dog years?
Yeah, why don't they just say he's 7 years old?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by dog years? He's just born, you know?
I guess
I've had him for 7 years.
I guess in relation to human, molecular development and stuff,
yeah, but
they age 7 times faster than we do.
Humanity is ridiculous.
Aliens.
It was the aliens. It was the humans. I think he was Asian. If you don't know what we're talking about, then dude, yes. So before I came down here, I was at a meeting with my friend Ron. We meet every Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And so we had this waitress come up to me, and she's like, we were just joking back and forth. I was like, yeah, throw me some honey. She's like, yeah, if you could toss a dodgeball, you could throw, or if you could throw a wrench, you could throw a dodgeball. Yeah.
She said that?
Yeah. And I said, hey, dodgeball, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, I can't believe you know that movie. Anyway,
classic.
You don't get that interaction anymore.
No, you don't. I mean, nobody likes that movie except me.
It's pretty hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Nobody,
like Cable Guy.
Oh,
if you
classic.
guys didn't get before, the Asian thing was from
Cable Guy.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty obscure reference there.
Yeah, well, we don't need to get into that. Anyway, our last topic was the conclusion of Bigfoot, UFOs, and vampires, which I did not get to ask you the question because we went way over topic. So I'm going to ask you now, what is your percentage of the chances that there are vampires or other supernatural beings among us?
That one, it depends, especially on the classification of what vampires are. I mean, if you're going to go classic Bram Stoker's Dracula...
No, just something that's not human. Supernatural. The underworld.
I don't know, I guess that would be 100% because we could obviously see that, there's a lot of things that are happening that are unnatural or supernatural. I mean, we're making cars that can drive themselves, right?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about beings, supernatural beings. Like the angels, the demons.
I guess I'm just going to have to go back to 50-50 on this one.
So you think there's a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to molder it up. I want to believe.
All right, you want to believe. Okay, well, the fun is over. We're going into a deeper topic, and this one we're turning over to Cam. Cam, what do you got for us?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of talked about this. There's a couple of things that could be floating around. Death of the First Amendment, or, I was just looking at this Popular Mechanics magazine, and it said, Secrets of the Universe Revealed, and then right underneath it, it said, how holograms are helping the Army protect us.
Yeah.
My thought is, though, but how is holograms, hurting us, or how would it hurt us? I mean, that's very scary technology in the wrong hands.
Hey, this kind of goes back to the vampire thing, the supernatural, about people. People I've seen, people I've met. I can't actually tell you if they were completely human. I do believe that some of them could have been maybe robots or holograms, but they just did not have any interactional skills, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just saw something where Japan made like a real life looking robot.
Really?
Yeah, or at least half of it anyway.
And I believe that stuff's real. Like, okay, now this is a challenge for you, and this is real. And talking about the military using holograms.
Yeah.
Now I have noticed, because at work we have 2 TVs. Mm-hmm. And when I'm working, I look up occasionally, and there's commercials usually we play sports. Mm. Well, I've noticed, and you've got to kind of look, but they are getting really, really good at making figures in commercials look like real people, like real actors.
Oh yeah, like CGI stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And some of them, at first I thought it was real commercials, like join the Marines, and I thought it was real Marines. But after seeing it a couple times, I realized that they were not real. It was CGI'd.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, those guys that paint or the chalk art where it looks like they're real. I mean, if artists can do that, imagine what CGI could do. Imagine what, $2 trillion worth of revenue could do for a government out of control.
Right.
On a rails of a crazy train.
Yeah. Keep everyone in line by making it look like everything's in line.
Yeah. I mean,
I unfortunately, with going back to the aliens and the government, I believe that's what we're seeing that we can't see because of the hologram or the illusion that's placed over us. I know in the spiritual context, the Mayans say that this is the illusion, the Maya, the maze, and we're trying to get our way through it or see it for what it is.
Oh, I wish I could. There's so much morass out there. I mean, between Walmart, McDonald's, information.
Corporate America.
I'm not against corporate America, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm for anymore because, again, all the topics kind of revolve into the same thing. Is there free speech? Is there supernatural? I think it's all coming to a head. I think there is supernatural, and that's one of the things that's killing so much of us, right? Whether it's speech, religion, your own autonomy, we are... I don't know. Maybe it's just all a hologram. It's a maze.
I mean, it is a maze. And here's the thing. One of my topics, which I guess I'll just throw in on top of yours here, because we're going down that track. Reality, truth, knowledge, we're going back to the 1800s. We talked about a little bit before. The East Coast. Let's say it's the 1800s. You're building your log cabin. It's Halloween. There's a sense of life and death that's the meaning. Whether you're Christian or not, you're alive.
Yeah, why does back then seem so much more real than it does now?
Because it was almost all physical.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the machines, right?
Yeah.
That hard labor.
You knew you were
anybody
real.
out there that's listening to this, they do something hard, like I did my first 5K today, that was something real. That was actually kind of a cool accomplishment.
Yeah.
My younger brother and I never did anything like that. But, whenever you're shoveling dirt, I actually like doing the manual labor sometimes. I was been working on concrete lately and trying to pour that myself, building a rock wall. Whenever you do something physical, you feel more alive, you feel more real, right?
Right. Well, you're interacting with the earth. You're interacting with life.
Yeah.
You're engaging. And that's what's so important. It's not to say that technology can't help us, but there's something to be said. Like if I have to walk down here for a family reunion instead of driving, it's going to take me a week.
Imagine what that would make you feel like, right?
A commitment.
And I know this may not relate with a lot of people, but it says, by the sweat of your brow, right?
Right.
And I don't think we do that. When you work, when you're pushing papers, we're not...
You're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're not creating that for you. It's for somebody else. There's no creation or collaboration or fighting for life, right?
Yeah, I think we all know that
we live, but we're not alive.
We're existing, but we're not really engaged.
Yeah.
And I know the dual process. Like when I make a little film, when I'm out there filming, it's great because I'm interacting. I have to be physical. I'm running around. I'm engaging with the actors. But then I go back and I sit and I edit it. And I'm not engaging.
Yeah.
I'm engaging mentally, but my physicality is gone.
Yeah,
you're actually taken out of the world in a way.
And maybe, the greatness about television or a movie, it could take us out of, air quotes here, quote unquote, the world, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like that question, art imitating life or life imitating art. I don't know if it matters anymore, right? Because all we think about everything is in a movie, and how can we YouTube it? How can we make something out of it that... Well, are we trying to connect to real by propagating ourselves out there?
Well, here's the real question.
Are we diminishing like Michael J. Fox in the picture on Back to the Future?
Maybe, but here's the real question. Like The Matrix, what is real? That movie is real. When you're experiencing it, you're in the movie.
Yeah.
You're taking it in.
That's
your world.
Yeah, that's your world.
What do you mean by real? Here's the thing I used to feel bad about. I was like, maybe I watch too many movies. Maybe I shouldn't.
Wasting time.
Yeah, wasting time. Maybe and then I go to work in reality, right, to make money. But it's miserable. People are negative. People are ornery. All you want to do is leave. So it's like, I'm being honorable by being a real person making money in a job where everyone wants to kill each other.
Yeah, and are we more miserable now with all our conveniences or anything, or would these people be as cantankerous if they were having to work hard, or would not any of us, or would there be less people because we couldn't survive?
We wouldn't survive, but it's hand in hand. The pioneers were born at their time, at their place. They had to do what they had to do. We're born at our time and place, and we have to do what we have to do.
Do you think,
it's two separate worlds.
I get that, but here we are questioning our own reality. Do you think they ever really questioned that, or do you think Because I
No, they didn't have time.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe some people did, obviously, right? But not as many as they do now. I mean, I'm sure, well, now people are probably more zombies and everything.
Yeah,
But I know that I think it's coming to a head, you know, like you talked about like last year or something about how the tech de-evolution, right? You know, people revolutionizing against tech because they're so tired of it.
Well, I mean, we have too much time. We have too many philosophies. We have too much going on. We don't know what's real because we're sitting around going, oh, is there gay marriage? Shouldn't there be gay marriage? Is it against God or not God? We have too much time to debate this. Life's too short, and people back then knew it.
Yeah.
You knew the mortality was real.
Yeah.
Your baby's going to die.
Yeah.
We don't care about your philosophies.
So you held close to your family and the things that you love and the things that were real and tangible.
Right.
Most of the stuff that we do isn't tangible anymore. And more people don't want tangibility. You know, they say that the millennials and people coming up would rather have tech than cars and driver's license. And I know that's all I wanted. We wanted that freedom to get on the road.
Well, right.
'Cause
We want
was
that freedom.
Real. That
It
was
real.
tangible to get.
The sweat, the blood.
Yeah, get your
death.
fingers around a car, you know, especially if that's a car that you worked for at any job, you know, and you paid like $1,000 for it. You know, you didn't care. That thing was as sweet as a Ferrari.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different topic, so we won't blather on about it, but the idea here is there's a lot of things out there.
Yeah.
What is real is not the intellectual debates. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
You can't solve the world by fighting your opinions.
No.
But people will try.
Yeah.
They'll take the Confederate flag off the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, eventually, you know.
And that is real. See, that's what that is real.
Yeah.
Anything that's happening is real.
Yeah, I mean, eventually more and more people are going to realize Mao's little proverb, and then we're screwed.
What's the Mao proverb?
You know, we know that power comes from the barrel of a gun.
And there you have it. Power comes from the barrel of a gun. You're listening to the Bruce and Deuce Show with Kip and Cam. The revolution starts now.
You're listening to the Bruce and Deuce Show, but I digress show with Kip and Cam.